So, I'm a pianist also. My name is Mari. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet
Wow, you have very low, sexy voice.
you. Yeah, somehow it's really low. I don't know how it happened,
Oh, it's very attractive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because when I see you playing, I sometimes feel maybe you have a very high voice.
I see. No, I have a rather low voice indeed. You're right.
And you always play with a pant style.
That's correct.
Yeah, I like it. And always in black.
Well, no, I have also some other colors, but mainly sometimes, most of the time indeed in black.
Yeah. And you wear a ring on your right hand. Is this your marriage ring or is it a fashion ring?
No, it's my marriage ring. So that's why
I see. You wear on the right hand side.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
In Japan, the ladies, they wear on the left hand side. So maybe in Russia you wear the right hand?
That's correct. I think that this is I somehow, from what I also see in Europe, and it's basically most of the people wear it on the left hand, but I do it on the right. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So is your husband? He's a musician too?
He is a trained musician. We met in Zurich as we were both studying at the same conservatory. Well, it's so-called Hochschule für Musik und Theater Zurich in Switzerland, and that's where he used to play piano as well.
Oh, so he's a pianist too. So do you ever play like a duo piano together?
Sometimes in private, yes. We just for ourselves, yes. But he stopped playing on stage many years ago, so we do it mostly just two of us.
Oh, is he German or he's Russian?
German.
I'm sorry?
He's German, I'm sorry. Yes,
so do you mostly use, that's why you live in Munich now?
Yeah, exactly. That's correct.
So you use more German than Russian now?
Absolutely, because German is the language I speak every day. I mean, of course, with my husband, but also as my base is in Germany, this is the language I speak most.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I actually very keen to learn German as I went to Zurich. It was an important point for me to learn the language, because I think that also the music is very much connected with the language of the origin of the
Yeah.
And of course, since many great composers were German or German speaking, I mean, also Mozart or Schubert, not German, but their mother language was German. For me, it was very important to learn it in order to understand the melody of the language, the phrasing, how the people a lot to understand the music melody line, where it goes to, what is the phrasing, what is the intonation, and I think it's very helpful.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Especially in which composer did you realize that, like Beethoven, Mozart, in which composer especially?
Well, I would definitely, I mean, all of them, of course, in very different ways. Of course, also for Schumann, I think it is very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Brahms, besides, of course, Beethoven, Schubert, Mozart, there are other composers, and it's also in Brahms this melodic line is very specific, and also in Schumann is very different, because he has more those different, let's say, personalities in him, and this is very also audible in the way he puts these two characters in music.
You have very huge hands, very big hands, right?
Yes, for a female, I cannot complain. I have big,
and also like a long fingers.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So it's just from the looking at you playing, I just saw, wow, big hands. So are you tall too?
No, I'm around, what am I? 164, 5, something.
Oh, just like me. Oh, I see.
No,
but actually, I really love to listen to your Schumann. I didn't find any of your. I listened to a lot of composers you're playing, but I love to hear you playing Schumann. Do you play Kreisleriana, example?
No, not yet. But
which pieces do you play of Schumann?
Well, I played the first piano sonata in F sharp minor, which I think is a great masterpiece.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's a amazing. Yeah, it's a monument, you know. I love it. Of course, I play the symphonic etudes, which is another great cycle, and some other cycles, of course, as well. At the moment, I'm still hoping to learn the third piano sonata, because I think it's indeed an amazing another monument of him, and Kreisleriana is an absolute masterpiece. So
how about how about the G minor sonata also?
No, not yet. For somehow, you know, it's I admire Marta, how Marta plays.
Yeah.
It's well, but to be honest, it's not for me personally. It's not my absolute favorite piece of him.
You would say that your favorite piece is like the F sharp sonata, the F sharp.
Yes, but also I love the Waltz-Szenen, I love the Davidsbündler dances.
How about the Carnaval de Vienna?
Is also beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, well, there are basically, I think that his piano music or also vocal music is amazing. And the piano concerto is great.
Is this your room now?
Exactly. This is my best friend.
And I saw that YouTube, you playing the Rachmaninoff Prelude, Opus 23.
Exactly.
And actually, that was my favorite piece you played. I thought that piece is so good. It's too, and it was wonderful. I really liked it. And I was wondering, you've got the photograph of the composer and a very interesting, this Pierrot picture, the red picture.
Yes, this is a present, a gift from a very good friend of mine from Switzerland.
Yeah.
And it is here for a long time already, this picture, and I guess this painting, and I love it. Because there is a violin, actually it's a person playing a violin, and I'm not sure if you could see it from this distance.
Actually, I was very interested, so I enlarged the screen to see what is this painting.
This is a person playing a violin, and it's a very colorful. Yes, it's a beautiful, and of course I have some. You see also Rachmaninoff over there.
Yes, Schumann also.
And there is also Prokofiev. Then you have Frédéric Chopin over there, Beethoven. Liszt is also a composer who I really admire. I think he was a great personality. And this picture is when he was in an older age, and as you know, he became very religious in coming to the end of his life. And somehow, for me, especially the late pieces let's say the pieces of the late period of him are somehow the pieces which really show his ability also to foresee the future, because they have tonality already there, and they have nothing to do with this virtuosic style of his and they are indeed a kind of window to the music of 20th century, with music of Bartók, music of Scriabin. So it's very visionary in a way. So that's I love Liszt.
Yeah, exactly. Like, which later piece example is your favorite?
Well, I love actually pieces like Lugubre Gondola, both of them.
Yeah.
A beautiful piece of him, Bagatelle sans tonalité, which means Bagatelle.
Yeah. I also love very much the Bagatelle sans tonalité. I also play that piece often, but not many people play that often as much as like Mephisto. Also, even when I play that, they didn't know this piece. Lots of people doesn't know about this existence of this piece. I knew this piece when Andre Watt, the American pianist, he used to play it very much, and that's what I was very attracted when he played it. Yeah.
Yes.
And Rachmaninoff Prelude was really made me. I was impressed. I really liked it because I thought that the piece is just fits you so much, and also the Prokofiev Concerto No. 2, the finale. Well, that was wonderful. I thought it was really wonderful. The finale, you know.
Well, Prokofiev's second concerto is one of my favorite pieces ever, because I think it's one of the deepest pieces. I call it somehow Mahler Fifth Symphony for piano. I mean, in a message, in a language. It's very complex, and Prokofiev was very young as he composed it, and he was so shocked by the suicide of one of his best friends.
Who was your friend?
Maximilian Schmidhoff is the name of the person.
Oh.
Prokofiev, they both were around 20 years old as Maximilian Schmidhoff committed suicide.
Yeah.
And how it came out from nothing for Prokofiev didn't see it coming of him. It was a deep shock.
Yeah.
And how this desperation, I don't know, it's so deep in this music. And of course, it's one, in my opinion, it's one of the also most difficult pieces for piano and orchestra, because the amount of the sound which you have to achieve, they are really amazing. And still, I don't know, it's somehow also this huge cadenza in the first movement, which is like more than the half of the first movement. This describes this catastrophe, this desperation, this being so desperate and cannot do anything about it. I think it's indeed one of the pieces which describes the deepest desperation of a human being.
Yeah, the opening also, I think the opening was quite very, very, I like the opening, how you started, you know, the simple but so deep, there's intense harmony, and the finale, this jump, and, you know, really so much, you know, I was really impressed.
Thank you.
So how many years already have you been living in Munich?
It's 14 years, pretty much exactly 14 years now.
Already 14 years, well, that's a long time. Yeah. So when you're like free, when you're not touring, what is your hobby? How do you spend your time?
Oh, well, to be honest, it's after, I mean, of course, during COVID, I was staying at home. So now in these months, I'm very much on the road. I mean, barely home. So when I'm here, of course, there are many things which I have to do when I'm home. I mean, also like administration stuff, you know, nothing connected with arts or music, but still it has done. But of course, what I like very much is I love go for a walk, because Munich is very close to the mountains.
Yeah.
You have lakes like in half an hour away from Munich, so you can go to the real nature, to the forests. Now it's for in Germany, it's now mushroom time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's for me, it's a great great possibility also to come to myself, to just to hear the nature, to just to switch off a little bit, that the soul is also gets more relaxed, more not so agitated thing. So I think this contrast is important, because otherwise, it's always this on the road, and it's good to have some time where you can just literally do something for your soul. I think it's very important, and it can be. So sometimes it's also seeing friends. Well, if if I didn't see them for a while, then to have a great conversation. I very often go to the concerts because I have great orchestras here in Munich. We have Munich Philharmonic. We have, so it's a cultural place. Many great museums, exhibitions. So there is always something happening around. So
so do you cook Russian food at home or German food?
Well, sometimes, of course, I do some Russian food, but not so often, because basically, of course, to cook well, it always takes time.
Yeah.
Somehow, sometimes I just miss this. This. It has to. It's in a way, it has to come also from the soul. You have to enjoy it, and if it's just because I have no time, I have to do this, and it's not the same fun. But sometimes. But not so often, very rare actually.
And I saw you playing often Yamaha piano, the Yamaha, like in Chopin competition, you're playing the Yamaha. But at home, is it the Yamaha? Well, at home.
No, I play piano at home. Basically, I play most of the time on the Steinway piano.
The German Steinway, yeah.
German, or if I'm in States, in United States, have New York piano, but some places have Hamburg as well.
Who gave you the most influence on your piano education, teaching?
Well, I think I was basically very lucky because my very first teacher, and I started playing with her, and then I started my studies with her. So as I was 5 years old, and I continued and graduated my school in Moscow as I was 18. So I was studying with her for 13 years. Her name is Yelena Ivanova. She passed away 2 years ago on COVID, unfortunately. And she was for me an amazing person because she opened the world of music to me. You know, she was very curious about the music, and for her, music was another world, which was so important for her, and which she really, the passion to it, shared with me. And then I went to Zurich, where I studied with Konstantin Zherbakov, which was also a very important time for me. And then after that, I met Dmitry Bashkirov.
Bashkirov
was an amazing personality, and I wasn't him until he passed away, unfortunately, also very recently, and yes, 1.5 years ago. And yeah, Bashkirov was a very, very dear person, also as a person to me, and very grateful and happy that I had the chance to meet him and to spend time with him almost during more than 10 years. Yes.
Do you do any sports?
I do some exercising for my back, first of all, because of course I sit almost the entire time, and either when I travel or when I practice or where I play. So it's necessary to find some workout for the back. I used to try running. Well, I tried and I did it for some time, but still it's a little bit difficult, to be honest, for me to find the right, especially when I'm not at home. It's very easy, but once I'm traveling, it's not. So now I'm trying out other types of workout, just which I can do at the hotel room or at the fitness room of the hotel. But exercising or stretching basically is something what I count on. And I have a great physiotherapist here in Munich since 14 years actually, who helps me a lot, also who showing me exercises which I can do by myself. So without him when I'm traveling or at home. And this is help because he indeed knows what I need and what kind of exercises I should apply in my daily life.
What is like a literature? Do you read a lot of literature in Germany or in Russia? Like favorite poet or favorite writer?
There are very many. I'm a great. Basically, I love reading from that's why I don't even call it hobby, because it's not something which also belongs to my life. Of course, I read a lot of Russian literature or literature translated into Russian. Then, of course, as I was able to speak German well enough, if I read the books by German authors, I always read it in German. Now I'm also starting to read the books in English, the original books. But this is, of course, one of the heaviest books I have ever read in my life was by, I was playing the Leonard Bernstein's Second Symphony, which is called Age of Anxiety. Age of Anxiety. It's an amazing piece for piano, solo piano and orchestra, but it's called Symphony, Second Symphony.
Oh.
And Age of Anxiety is a poem by Auden, an amazing British poet. And everybody, because I was playing it with the great American conductor Robert Trevino, he said, of course, you can try to read the book, but even for the native speakers, this is a very heavy reading because it's full of, some certain meanings, not even in the word, but the way he describes how hidden meaning or whatever. So I said, okay, if everybody said to read, I have to read it. I just, out of principle, I have to read it. And indeed, it took me so long. It's not a big poem, but
also it's in English.
So I decided to read it in original language in English. And it took me
I
8
didn't know, actually, I didn't know this piece, the Second Symphony of the Leonard Bernstein. Because it's interesting. Because this morning I was watching all his interview, the old interview of him, very interesting one, which is I think by American critic, and it was very interesting. So just before this, I was watching Bernstein talking about his life. So it's very interesting to hear that. I'm going to. Is it on like YouTube? Can you hear? Is he playing that on YouTube?
Yes, there is also a recording of mine with Robert Trevino with the Basque National Orchestra. This is a great Spanish orchestra from last year where I played the second symphony of Age of Anxiety by Lenny Bernstein.
How long is it? Is it like in one movement or?
No, it's a real symphony. So it's around 40 minutes long. So there are several movements. It's based on the structure is similar like it is in a poem, actually.
Oh,
So it's divided in different parts,
yeah.
and they're very different in their character. Well, I think for me the central movement is Dirge, which is of course a very heavy, very deep, very tragic music. And the contrast is that right after this movement, there is a movement which is called Masque. And this is a real jazzy movement. So it's written for piano, percussion, big percussion group, double bass, and harp. So this is, yes, and cello, of course. So this is an amazing, his creativity is just so amazing. And to put these kind of extremely contrasting elements so close to each other, that's a great, it's a great artistic effect, I think. So I love this piece, and I'm so glad I will play it next year in Italy with the Rai Orchestra.
Oh, very interesting.
So if you have time, listen to this.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. And in the end, what's your like a future plan for your like a repertoire? Do you have any plan for your new repertoire? Can you tell us about it?
Yes, of course. I have for me a very important old project ahead, which is also something very dear to me. That I was asked by the Gewandhaus to participate at the festival, Shostakovich Festival, which will take place in 2025, which will mark 50 years of his death. I was asked to perform the entire Preludes and Fugues of Opus 87 by Dmitri Shostakovich. I don't know, maybe you have seen it, that during the COVID, I was doing the so-called Avdeeva Bach project online. So I was preparing one Prelude and Fugue by Bach for every week. So I was doing the live streams every Thursday. Performing this one Prelude and Fugue from Well-Tempered Clavier by Bach, also presented with another piece which came to my mind while I was preparing the particular year. So another project is the idea that came out at the very beginning of the pandemic with a dream to bring also the Well-Tempered Clavier on stage one day. So I think that these two major Shostakovich and Well-Tempered Clavier are my, let's say, major goals artistically.
Well, yeah, I'm looking for that because I think it's a fantastic idea, because I really love to listen to Bach and this Shostakovich. Even the mixture of, could be very interesting. And I love to. Do you play like a Shostakovich Concerto #1?
Sometimes, yes, I do. Of course, also chamber music I play a lot. I played some of his solo pieces. I have just released a recording with his first piano sonata. It's a fantastic piece. He composed it being very young, 1926. So he was around 20, right before he entered the Chopin competition, because you might know that he also participated at the very first Chopin competition in Warsaw in 1927, and he was the finalist, but he didn't get any prize and was very depressed about it. But however, this first piano sonata is one of the few pieces by him which is composed in avant-garde style. So if you don't know it, you would never recognize that this is Shostakovich, because it has nothing to do with his style, which we know from his symphonies. And this is an amazing example of his also creativity, his idea to give his traditional musical Russian education behind and to create something new. So this piano sonata is on my new release. It has been released on my new recording, which is called Resilience, together with Weinberg Fourth Piano Sonata, Vladislav Spielmann's Mazurek and Suite Life of the Machines, and Prokofiev's Piano Sonata number 8.
Oh, how interesting. Very interesting. Looking forward. And in the end, actually, what is your favorite color? Today I see you very bright, nice yellow shirt. What's your color?
Because the fall is already starting. Also, we still have quite good weather in Munich, but somehow I think I love dark colors. I love dark gray. I love blue. These are apparently, well, I don't know, but one says that Chopin used to love blue and dark gray. So maybe, but I also like bright colors like yellow, orange, because somehow they give us more light. I think it's...
Because the impression I had, because you're always wearing sort of black, dark colors when you're playing. So today it was very fresh to see you in yellow, which suits you very much too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you so much, Juliana.
Thank you very much for the conversation and hope to see you in March.
Yeah. Okay, bye, Juliana.
Bye. Bye.